Yeah, this is a definite upgrade. I think we're good to go. This is Caffeinated Duck. You can call me Abraham Lincoln. Today what we'll be doing is changing the handlebars of my 2017 Suzuki VanVan 200 or RV 200 because I hate the stock ones. This is episode 2 of the VanVan build. If you haven't seen the first one, check it out in the description or in my playlist, or just check out my channel and like this one and continue watching for some fun stuff. This is my dog Obi. Have fun, yeah! Alright, the first step of taking off the handlebars is we have to take off all of the the clutch lever, brake lever. This is the brake lever with the brake reservoir, kill switch, throttle housing, and bar end. So we're going to take all of that off first. We're going to start with the throttle housing along with the kill switch and the ignition switch, and then the brake reservoir. And some makes and models of bikes have a little pin in the inside of the kill switch and the ignition switch that holds it into the handlebar, so there's a hole into the handlebar. So we might have to drill a hole into the handlebar that I bought. We don't know yet, but we'll let you know when we get to that point. Because that's the fork.
Can you loosen this and push it forward? It'll give you more. It'll bring this closer to here.
I could, yeah.
Let's do that. So
the problem we're having right now is the brake cable is taut, and this is all one piece, which I did not expect. So what we have to do is there's this little spacer right here, but it's attached to the fork, and I'm not going to mess with the forks because that is, I'm assuming, catastrophe waiting to happen. So what I'm going to do is loosen the whole bar itself, move that forward to give me a little bit more wiggle room so we can take this whole piece off. And I just wanted to explain so that way you kind of are caught up. Fucker! Fucking up this bolt, dude.
Are you having a hard time?
Here, can you switch around and just kind of hit it from the side with the other side?
I've tried, but I did that to the other side. These bolts are fucking butter. Here, okay, you do it. You're stronger than me. Thank you.
Oh, and they're loose. There you go. See if you can push the whole handlebar set that way.
I could just take the handlebars off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, you could too.
We had to take the handlebar off completely in order to get this side off because this whole piece right here was all one piece, so we had to slide that off and remove the handlebar, so kind of got like some wiggle room. We already started on this side, but we're basically going to remove the electronics on this side, so while we pull the grip off, because the grip's pretty much stuck on there, we don't accidentally pull any wires out, and the clutch has to slide off instead of clasping off like this side, so we're gonna have to unfortunately leave the clutch on while we try to get the grip off, but it shouldn't be too difficult, and we're just gonna continue doing that.
Denali sound bomb.
We're gonna install that too.
That's right. The grip on this side, it seems to be glued on. Thanks, Suzuki. So I saw this trick on YouTube that if you take an air compressor, blow it inside of the grip, it kind of like helps wiggle it off. So we're gonna attempt that and see if it works. Secret time. We already tried, it almost worked.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah!
We're smart.
It's just like the mail stuff you get in letters.
Yeah.
Like peel it. It's just glue.
Again. It's like a rain stick. You ever mess with a rain stick?
I'm Native American.
So we're going to mount this new one onto the motorcycle right now. Kind of like where it's at its final position is going to be. So that way we can test if it will interfere with the tank or interfere with any of the wires or anything pinches, because these wires are going to be moving to a new position. I doubt it will, but it'll just it's kind of like a mock-up before we... Little turdlet. It's kind of like a mock-up before we get our final position and get all of this stuff back on here, because we're missing, well, we're saving about 2 inches on each side of the handlebars, so there's gonna be a lot less wiggle room. So we'll just do that and continue on from there.
That's freaking awesome.
This feels rad.
That looks rad. You even put your body weight on them if you need to. Just make sure they're not going to fall.
It is so small. Oh. That we're having now, the brake and the clutch lever are going to be at a much more drastic angle than they were when they were on the old handlebars. They were more facing at a flat angle, almost more downward pointing than these ones are. With these handlebars, since we're losing a lot of length, everything's going to go a lot closer towards the triple tree, which is causing the brake line to hit the triple tree. And in order for the brake line to sit comfortably, we're going to have it at a more drastic angle, which I don't think should cause a problem. The only thing that I can think that will cause a problem is I have to have the throttle sitting at a more comfortable position. I don't want to have it to where I'll be sitting at a comfortable angle and then have to reach for my brake. I want to have it so where I can... the solutions that I have is just to keep the drastic angle, mount the throttle, which by the way has the peg in the inside, so we have to drill a hole into the handlebar in order to mount that. Mount the throttle at a less serious angle, so that way it's still a more comfortable position while having the brakes at a more extreme angle than they were before. But yeah, that's the dilemma I'm having right now. I'm gonna loosen up the brake lever and see if I can find something else, because I don't like how much this is kinking, but I don't think it should cause an issue because it's not moving much and I'm still getting brake pressure. So we'll probably just have to keep a more extreme angle if I want to keep these bars, which I do because it looks really rad, I think. Let me know how you feel. But we're gonna continue on. I think we're going to mount everything up loosely so that way we can get a final position to find the final drill hole that we need to mount the electronics on both sides, and then we should be done. If anything happens in between then, I'll stop and I'll explain, but that's the dilemma we're having now. We're just going to work towards trying to get the final position. Woo, buddy! Fuck! Roadblock number 5. Even though the bar is the same size as the stock one, the inside diameter is a little bit smaller, so the rubber stoppers that my stock bar ends came with don't fit into the end very well. We would have to force it in there and eventually replace it and have to wedge it out, and I don't want to get it stuck in there. So what we're going to do is, I had a bar and mirror that I bought for the old stock bars, and that came with an expander bolt which does fit in the end of this, and we're going to use that instead. But then the bolt that came with the expander bolt is bigger than the bar end that my stock handlebars had, so now we're going to have to drill through the bar end to get a temporary solution until I can get another bar end mirror installed. But until then, we're just going to drill through my stock bar end because I could just purchase cheap new ones anyway, so that way everything fits together, and then we can tighten down the throttle and drill holes through the handlebars to get the final mounting. So we're going to go do that. So that didn't work. Expander bolt had a different size bolt than the stock one, and which caused a problem to where this couldn't reach the bolt itself because the bolt was this different length than the stock bar end bolt. I don't know, but either way, we're gonna have to use the rubber stopper, and we're just gonna have to try to force it in there, unfortunately. So we're gonna try to use some, like, just a little bit of soapy water to try to get it in there, and once we get it in there and we screw it in, so hopefully, once we get the soapy water on there and we screw it in, the tension itself, or the compression, what's the word I'm looking for? The expansion?
Yeah.
The expansion of the rubber will just hold it in, and the soapy water will just end up dissipating. But I don't want to get too much in there because I don't want to cause rust in the inside of the bar, so we're just going to do a little itty bitty bit, and just enough to get it in there. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
Titty hurts.
Battery. Should be it. Cool.
So we got the first side done. Throttle went somewhat swimmingly. So we're just gonna do this other side. We have to drill another hole, which we had to drill a hole on the other side to fit all the electronics. And once we get all this mounted up, it should be good to go. And then we'll do a test to see if everything works out pretty well. Yeah, so we're just gonna do that.
Okay.
Alright, so we got basically everything mounted. It went a lot better than I expected. I'm gonna have to find a way to tuck this wire right here in, so because I don't want it to be pinched in between the tank and the forks, which I don't think it will anyway. But all I got left to do is just put my mirror back on to the end, and then I'll do a little bit of a test drive, see if everything works properly, and see if I didn't break anything. So, woo!
Cool. Man, we're dude. We made a Roadhog.
A basketballing roadhog.
See, you didn't get that on camera because it's a dumb angle. It's so hot. Alright, so we got the final installation done. The mirror is on. All the bar stuff. This is the final look of the bike. I am pretty happy with it. I'm probably gonna go take it out real quick and see how it rides compared to how it did last, see if everything's comfortable. So far, I think it looks a lot better. This definitely does not look like a police bike anymore. It looks more like a Roadhog. Roadhog.
Did you figure out how to work it?
Plug in the clutch wire again. Just alright. BRB.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, this thing is awesome.
And they're not bad though.
Nah, I feel like the smaller bars give it more of like a lean, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Like, cause I came over here and I did like a good U-turn, and like it just gives it a good lean.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of trying to turn the bars.
How do you feel about the levers?
The levers didn't bother me. Like once I shipped, like
Once you just like started doing it, it just
Yeah.
kind of was second nature.
yeah, you go and like I didn't even notice that they were up high.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I almost think that I like it like this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Get out of here again.
All right, so I think we're all set. I just did a little bit of fit and finish with the zip tie. I thought I was gonna need a lot more, but I guess not. I personally think it just made this look 10 times better. I'm way too happy with this, honestly. Like this is just, it changes the whole look of the bike. Like it used to look like how Gerald said, a police bike, and now it actually looks like something I want. So it increased the value in my eyes. Ding! Probably decreased the value because I took the shit off. So that concludes episode 2 of the VanVan build. Check out the whole series. There's a playlist in my YouTube. Like, you should go over the playlist and it'll be in there. If you haven't seen the first one, check out the first one. First one, we changed the blinkers and got a barn mirror. Pretty entertaining. It was the first time I ever wired anything. It's basically the first time I've done anything ever on this bike. So any future episodes, it's gonna be the first time for everything. So it's gonna be great. Next episode, we're gonna be tackling the taillight. Kind of already made up my mind. I had kind of like a conundrum if I wanted to do a license plate mount, license plate axle mount, rear axle license plate mount, tail light / license plate bracket, compared to just a regular light with another license plate bracket. I think we're just gonna go with the regular light because it's just a little bit more simpler. It'll make it a little bit more clean looking, and we're gonna paint the back fender black to really tighten it all up and make it just a lot more neat. And yeah, so next time, you know, check out all the rest of my videos. I have my motor vlogs as well. Check out Dear Alchemy. They make all my merch and shit. And if you want merch, find my Instagram down in the link below. Dear Alchemy's things will be down in the description below. I said link, whatever, shut up. And that's it. Congratulations, yay. Done. Best $20 I ever spent.
I'd say so. A couple hours and $20. Heck yeah.